The night was quiet, but not peaceful. A strange stillness hung over the battlefield of Kurukshetra, as if time itself had paused to listen. Arjuna stood beside Krishna, his bow lowered, his breath uneven. He had asked many questions before about duty, about devotion, about action and renunciation. But this one came from a deeper place, from a fear he could no longer silence. Krishna, his voice trembled, what happens after death? Not to the body, but to the soul. Do all beings reach the same destination? Or are there different paths waiting beyond the final breath? Krishna did not answer immediately. His gaze moved toward the sky, where the moon slowly climbed, dividing light from shadow. A faint smile appeared on his lips, not one of comfort, but of truth. "O Arjuna," he said softly, yet his words echoed like thunder. There are two eternal paths that govern the journey of the soul after death. One is the path of light, the other the path of darkness. These paths are not punishments, nor rewards, they are reflections. Arjuna's heart pounded. Reflections of what? He asked. Of how one lives, of what one remembers, of what one becomes. The wine stirred the dust at their feet. Somewhere far away, a conch shell cried out, as if announcing a secret older than creation itself. Listen carefully, Krishna continued, his voice deep and steady, for what I tell you now is known only to those who have truly seen beyond life. And with those words, the veil between worlds began to lift. Krishna raised his hand, and suddenly Arjuna was no longer standing on the battlefield. He was standing at the edge of existence itself. Before him stretched a radiant path, glowing like dawn breaking after endless night. The air shimmered. Time felt weightless. Fear dissolved like mist under sunlight. This, Krishna said, is the path of light. Arjuna watched as souls moved along this luminous road, calm, aware, fearless. Their faces were peaceful, not because they were free of struggle, but because they had understood something profound. Those who depart the body during the time of fire, Krishna explained, during the bright huff of the lunar cycle, during the 6 months when the sun journeys northward, they walk this path. Arjuna frowned. Fire? Light? Months? How do these decide a soul's fate? Krishna turned to him, his eyes glowing like infinite stars. These are not merely moments in time, he said. They are states of consciousness. The light grew brighter. Fire is awareness. Day is knowledge. The bright fortnight is clarity. The northern journey of the sun is spiritual ascent. Arjuna realized then, this was not about calendars or rituals. This was about alignment. These souls, Krishna continued, have lived remembering the Supreme. Their final thought is not fear, not attachment, not regret, but me. The souls on the path of light moved effortlessly, rising higher and higher, beyond the realms of return. They do not come back, Krishna said quietly. They merge into the eternal. This is liberation. Arjuna felt tears sting his eyes. So freedom is real? He whispered. Krishna nodded. But rare, he said, because it demands remembrance when remembrance is hardest. The vision shifted. The light faded. Arjuna felt a chill run through him as a second road appeared. Dim, heavy, uncertain. The sky above it was clouded. The air was thick with longing. This, Krishna said, is the path of darkness. Arjuna saw souls moving along it, hesitant, burdened, still clinging to echoes of life. Their faces carried unfinished desires, unresolved attachments. Those who depart during smoke, Krishna explained, during the night, during the dark fortnight of the moon, during the sun's southern course, follow this path. Arjuna's chest tightened. Is this hell? He asked urgently. Krishna shook his head. No, this is return. The souls on the darker path did not fall. They circled. They moved toward the moon, toward temporary realms where pleasure and pain still ruled. They enjoy the fruits of their actions, Krishna said, and when those fruits are exhausted, they are born again. Again and again. life after life, not as punishment, but as continuation. They have not yet remembered the eternal, Krishna added. So the eternal waits. Arjuna felt a deep sorrow. So most beings walk this path? Krishna met his gaze. Yes, he said gently, because desire is louder than truth, and habit is stronger than wisdom. The darkness was not cruel. It was familiar, and that, Arjuna realized, was what made it dangerous. The vision dissolved, and Arjuna found himself once more beside Krishna. The moon above them now appeared divided, half glowing, half hidden. Why the moon, Krishna? Arjuna asked. Why these fortnights of light and dark? Krishna smiled. The moon reflects the mind, he said, ever changing, ever influenced. When the moon waxes, it symbolizes expansion, clarity, upward movement. When it wanes, it symbolizes contraction, attachment, descent. He paused, letting the truth sink in. A soul does not accidentally walk the path of light or darkness. It prepares for it every day, with every thought. Arjuna remembered his own restless mind, his doubts, his fears, his moments of devotion that came and went like tides. So even now, he said slowly, I am choosing my path. Yes, Krishna replied. Right now, in this breath. The battlefield no longer felt like a place of death. It felt like a doorway. Arjuna's voice grew urgent. Then tell me, Krishna, should one wait for the right time to die? For the bright fortnight? For the northern sun? Krishna laughed softly, not mocking, but compassionate. O Arjuna, he said, do not misunderstand my words. He placed his hand on Arjuna's chest. When a person truly knows me, every moment becomes light. Every day becomes dawn. Every breath becomes fire. The universe itself seemed to pulse with his words. Time cannot bind one who is beyond time, Krishna declared. Ritual cannot save one who lacks remembrance. And darkness cannot touch one whose heart is awake. Arjuna felt something shift inside him, like chains breaking. So the true secret, he said, is not the path, but the awareness. Krishna nodded. These two paths exist, he said, but the wise are not confused by them. Because they choose neither? Because they transcend both. Silence fell between them, vast and sacred. The conches sounded again. The war was about to begin. Arjuna lifted his bow, not with despair, but with clarity. He understood now. Life was not just about survival. Death was not an ending, and heaven or rebirth were not decided in the final second, but in a lifetime of choices. Krishna's final words echoed within him like an eternal vow. O Arjuna, there are two paths, one of light, one of darkness. One leads to freedom, the other to return. Knowing this, the yogi is never deluded. The sun rose higher, the moon faded, and in that moment, standing between war and wisdom, Arjuna chose remembrance over fear. The paths were real, but the choice was always his. And so, silently, the universe watched as a human soul stepped toward the light, while knowing, at last, that the light had always been within him. If you like our work, then do like, subscribe, and share the channel.